The holiday table is set for Christmas, the year 1895. Beautiful Dalnavert House opens its doors to the public over the next few weekends in December to share a holiday tradition. With more is a very special guest.
I'm Charles Dickens, and I'm delighted to share A Christmas Carol. It's my favorite reading, and I've traveled the world reading A Christmas Carol. It's never been out of print, and you know, we love to be read to when we're children. Then we forget about it, and then we find as adults it's still a delight and a treat. Now, there's something like 23 different characters in A Christmas Carol. I try to bring them all to life. And where better to read A Christmas Carol than here at Dalnavert, a Victorian house? Now, we tend to think that A Christmas Carol, well, it's Victorian. It's like a bug in amber, isn't it? It's from something from long ago and far away, but it isn't. I would suggest to you that the Cratchits are our neighbors here in Manitoba. And I wouldn't be surprised if next year, when we're reading A Christmas Carol, we discover the Cratchits are still our neighbors, but they've come from Syria. Now, here's Simpson's Folly.
I definitely feel that it is the holiday season. Simpson's Folly. I've got Frederick here. I love the name Simpson's Folly, so the story behind it.
When we first started playing, we were doing a lot of performances at Lower Fort Garry for the Volunteer Association out there, and to call ourselves the Lower Fort Garry Volunteer Association Musicians was way too long. So we kind of looked at history and said, well, Sir George Simpson was the governor of the Hudson's Bay Company in the 1850s. And of course, to build a fort in the middle of nowhere seems like a bit of a folly. So it was a bit of a tongue-in-cheek reference to Lower Fort Garry to call ourselves Simpson's Folly. Our music that we do is pre-1850 for the most part, going all the way back to the 1600s. So there are some very early pieces that we play. And we try to do it, all acoustic instruments. In some cases going back to original tunes and original lyrics, even though modern renditions of the same song have different words and slightly different variations on the tune.
And for the members, obviously true historians and lovers of history and trying to keep history going. But I guess the magic for you being in this band and playing this kind of music, what is it?
Well, I got involved in historical reenacting, and so this became just an extension of that. So we, play in historic costume. So we try to portray Hudson's Bay Company employees, of the 1850s or earlier. And, Dorothy and Johanna sew a lot of their own costumes.
Amazing, yeah.
So that we are sort of from the inside out, in a historical frame.
Well, it's truly magical, and pairing it with Dickens' A Christmas Carol, it just brings the holiday spirit so much more alive, and especially in this house. So for people out there who want to know more about Simpson's Folly, where can they go?
Well, we have a website, simpsonsfolly.com, and we do have also a Facebook page, so that gets updated a little more frequently with performances that we've done and upcoming performances in the near future. And we also have recordings on CD.
When Christmas tide comes in like a bride, with holly and ivy clad, 12 days in
So once again, Simpson's Folly, but don't forget, it is A Christmas Carol right here, Dalnavert House, 61 Carlton Street. So they have shows still going on from December 10th to the 13th, and also the 18th to the 20th, and a matinee on the 12th and 13th. For more information and to reserve your tickets, please call them at 204-943-2835 or send them an email at info@dalnavertmuseum.ca. We'll leave you now with more from Simpson's Folly.